Welcome to DRTSPR show. This is Dr. Tangella Shivaprasad Reddy alias Dr. TSPR. Namaste, Adab, hello, and a warm welcome to an important show. How arrogant and how irresponsible, I should say, and how the transparency has been defeated in the actions of Election Commission of India, including the state chief electoral officers, whether it is Telangana, Karnataka, Maharashtra, or otherwise. And I'm challenging Election Commission of India. Right from 2018, I have been filing complaints with evidences. And Election Commission of India on record gave me so many complaint IDs till today, including on the Honorable Prime Minister's educational qualifications. Every time they threaten you, they blackmail you, you put your details. I have put those details. I clearly mention I am so and so, I am so and so place, and including my address, everything. Still, Election Commission of India has been very regularly infringing upon the fundamental rights of the citizens by not providing any information for the queries asked. Now I am asking the Supreme Court, courtesy Mr. Chandrachud, now it is everything is coming out, the Chief Justice of India, how he delayed petitions and how he has allowed this type of tyrannical rule by Election Commission of India to prevail at the cost of people participatory constitutional democracy. संविधान के खिलाफ, संविधान माने हम हैं भारत के नागरिक. We, the Constitution, the people of India. Is Election Commission of India or Supreme Court above Constitution? Now let them clarify. And who are these Election Commission of India? They are appointees. Appointed by whom? Again, by playing a dirty role by this government. They have taken the independence of the Election Commission of India away. So who is the government? They are elected representatives, majority party in power. Party is also not there actually, that also I'll come back. How dubiously the executive, IAS, IPS officers along with the judiciary played a crucial role in destroying the spirit of people participatory constitutional democracy. My number is 9440465339. I'm doing the show from Hyderabad, Old City, Telangana, and my channels run from parallelly to from Pala, Kerala too when I'm there. Why I'm stating Hyderabad? All this hangama started from this Hyderabad, which is being controlled by one party only with religious identity, and take whether there is their MPs or MLAs, their corporators. They belong to only one community, minority community. I'm not against them. But how is that Election Commission of India keeping quiet? Just because the ruling fraternity, NDA, is taking their help to divide the minority votes against the other group called UPA or Congress. And this is the Congress own creation of this party. When they were in power, they were supporting. And all this hangama which is happening, because I have filed cases. It is nothing but from Hyderabad only. They have taken Hyderabad because even in my house, in 2018, the then so-called Bajrang Dal and all those affiliates, Mr. Yaman Singh came to my house. We drafted a petition when Rajnath Singh was Union Home Minister. From here, we mailed to him stating that kindly see to that voter ID card of every citizen who has attained adult franchise is attached to Aadhaar card. As we say, PAN card and Aadhaar card. We said voter ID card and Aadhaar card is a must, because many were coming from Gulbarga and voting and going, because first phase, second phase, third phase, this was going on eternally. And one house, without any number, they will have 100 votes. And morphed photos, the same name and different house numbers, again, many number of voters. It is not a rocket science. My dear Election Commission of India, you said it will take 3,000 years for Rahul Gandhi, even if you provide information. Then I'm questioning Election Commission of India. If it is taking 3,000 years, then how is that you are managing and maintaining? That means there is something wrong. दाल में कुछ काला है, तो आप भी सही तरीके से इलेक्टोरल रोल्स को नहीं जमा रहे, क्योंकि any elected government going into the election should have purity of electoral rolls. That means the voters should be clearly identified. There should not be any duplication. All those who are dead, they should be removed from the voter list, and those who get transferred from one place to other, one state to the other, their names also should be removed from this state or this constituency, and they should register it another. That is why the enumeration happens every year, starting from September, and by January, after all the first objections, the first plea and then second plea, after that they will prepare these electoral rolls in time in January of every year. They involve the machinery called the GHMC. They are not trained staff. ERO, the returning officer, election returning officer, is it commissioner or Hyderabad collector? Then you have booth level officers followed by level. And when they approach homes, they are again under the control of, I am telling you, in old city, they are under the control of one party. Their own people are there and they do not have any experience. Because I have been raising these issues right from 2018 as to how you have allowed KCR to go for early elections in spite of Telangana Assembly tenure being completed in 2019. And he said he has spoken to CEC, and that link also I have put in that complaint. How dare a CEC speaks to the Chief Minister and he prepones the elections from 2019 to 2018. Then he said it is official on mail. My dear Election Commission of India, Supreme Court of India, President of India, and all those politicians, they are trying to stage, I was doing it right from the day one. He clearly states, no, I am not allowing KCR, who declared on September 5th after coming back from Delhi, stating that I met Election Commissioner of India and he has agreed to prepone the elections, and he releases a list of more than 100 candidates. In spite of Rajat Kumar, who was the Telangana Chief Electoral Officer, notified on September 1st stating that all those new adult franchise, register your vote, all those who have migrated, claim that migration on which constituency you have gone, and all those dead, their families should see to that they certify so that their names are removed and new adult franchise are included, and September 30th, so that by November 30th, first place, second place, all objections would have been completed. But because KCR came back from Delhi and arranged a press conference September 5th, stating he has spoken to Chief Election Commissioner, and then Rajat Kumar goes back on his September 1 notification, issues another September 9 notification, whereby all this entire process is completed by September ending, so that elections were to be held in October. Otherwise, January 1st or by February, new electoral rolls, allowing all those new adult franchise who attain the age of 18, lakhs of those, thousands in every constituency, would have become automatically eligible to vote for both assembly and parallelly for Lok Sabha also 2019, because Lok Sabha elections were to be held. But Rajat Kumar, in consultation, in connivence with KCR, BRS, then prepones, and he, at the cost of lakhs of new voters, he declares the electoral rolls by September ending, thereby the elections to be held in October, as per the whimsical attitude of KCR and Chief Election Commissioner. When I raised, is there any constitutional emergency? Why you are going for early elections? That to defeating the rights of so many youngsters who are going to vote for the first time after attaining adult franchise age of 18. And by doing so, this is not a free and fair election. For any election, you should have purity of electoral rolls. All those who attain the age of 18, they should be allowed to vote. And all those earlier voters who are there, they should be allowed to vote. And all those dead, they should be removed from the list. And all those who have migrated from this constituency, this state to other state, their names should be removed. This is what happens. This is we call purity of electoral rolls, and it should be displayed on the website so that everyone can look into that and they can check whether their names, their house numbers, and their epic cards, voter ID card number are similar or not, and which polling booth. Now I'm doing the show from New Santosh Nagar Colony. My booths would have been from Granodaya School or else Government ITI. Because they have changed from my house, I'm giving example, only my mother and sister were there, my wife's and my names were removed. See how this nonsense. In spite of attending to those who came for a survey to my house, and that receipt is also there. Now the complaint is there with Telangana Chief Electoral Officer, GHMC Commissioner, Hyderabad Collector, and Election Commission of India, Delhi. Even before Lok Sabha elections 2023, till now they have not bothered to issue new electoral cards. They have not corrected. Am I not the biggest evidence? The entire India and all those journalists who are trying to just don't do that nonsense. I am demanding RSS. Are you not aware what Gadkari said in your own Nagpur constituency? How more than 3 lakh votes removed? Is it not to defeat Gadkari because he was going to be a candidate for prime ministership? As and when Modi attains 75 years, the RSS chief said, you have to retire because he has retired. Advani, Murli Manohar Joshi, all old guards, they were removed, stating the age, paving way for Narendra Modi. Now the same thing will happen here. That is why the competitors, Gadkari and all those were silently. And what happened to Pramod Mahajan? How did he die? And his own brother-in-law, how did he die in Delhi on the roads? I need not tell you, he was from Mumbai. He was a minister. How did he die? RSS should answer. BJP should do a thinking. Is it not this attitude which has forced this? My wife's name and my name are in different polling booths. We are still staying in the same house. The same house has got my mother, my other sister names registered, but surprisingly my name and my wife's name removed, and we had to difficultly find all those, go through all those different, they will give you booth wise list. We were found in different booths, but residing in the same area. The same polling booth should have been there for me and my wife, my mother and my sister, but we were put in different lists, different polling booths in me and my wife. See how nonsense. That means they will not allow you to go and vote also. This is another thing. Many find their names missing because in the house order, in that list, when the same house you are residing, you have not migrated or not moved out anywhere, you don't have epic card anywhere else except this house, registered on this house name. How is that your names are removed from this list, from this home, this house? This is the biggest mischief which Hyderabad parliamentary constituency, all the 7 constituencies, those corporators were regularly getting elected, that MP was getting elected in spite of poor percentage of polling in Hyderabad, Lok Sabha and all assembly constituencies. I thank Muslim youth. They boycotted, stating that there is no development in Old City. But in spite of that, how is that this party is winning all assembly seats, corporation and Lok Sabha in spite of low polling? And till 3 o'clock, again I'm telling you, this is another maza. Till 3 o'clock, only some percentage. In between 3 and 5, this I have depicted in 2018 also. In between 3 and 5, 30%, 25% registration. And this is certified only next day. Till 3 p.m., the voting percentages will be in this area, it is not more than 10-15. But automatically, after next day, the polling percentage is registered as 30. Likewise, in BRS 2018, till 3 p.m., I am challenging Election Commission of India, Telangana Chief Electoral Officer, that Rajat Kumar should be penalized. Everyone on record. What was the polling percentage till 3 p.m.? And it is EVM. Whoever is voting in that polling booth, it is not rocket science, only 1,500 to 2,000 in each polling booth. How many eligible voters have voted there? It is there on the record. It is there on the record. Then why after 5 p.m., this could not be after you sign 14A register and you vote? And 14C is with the polling agents and polling officers before sealing that box, EVM box, before they're sending it to strong room, they seal, they all sign. So everything is there. But why polling percentage is released only 28 hours after? What happened in these 28 hours? And if, as figures are stating, by 3 p.m. if it is 25%, and in 3 p.m. to 5 p.m., 30% if they are voting, they should be standing in long queues, as we have seen in Andhra Pradesh. That Telangana was biggest fraud played in 2018 itself. The same fraud now it is being played across India. I demanded, if this 25%, 30% should be voting, those who were there by 5 p.m. standing in the queue, where is the CCTV footage? That is why CCTV footage is very, very, very important. Rajat Kumar said every booth has a CCTV footage. Then I demanded this CCTV footage in my complaint against Telangana Chief Electoral Officer to the Election Commission of India. Where is the CCTV footage? First thing is, why did you prepone the elections by not allowing adult franchise to vote? This is discrimination. There is no constitutional emergency. By doing so, you have deprived thousands of new voters in every constituency, so that this party in power has got wherewithal. They have got money, they have got power, and also caretaker government. That is why these officials, IAS officers, that is why we said remove these IAS officers. Enough of this nonsense. Let state level experienced officers who are becoming IAS officers, let them be taken into common pool across, so that this type of nonsense will not be played from center. What did they do? They simply ignored my CCTV claim footage. Then I asked 14A, before voter signs that register and votes, and then 14C, which they have sealed. All these three things should go for forensic appraisals. From 2018, I am fighting this. First, voters discrimination and how voters were given their identity called slips in spite of dubious these things. This was exposed by none other than Ponnala Venkatramana, who was there in BJP. Now he is there with the central minister in Karnataka, in Karimnagar, and he came to Sneha TV, Midday Politics. We have exposed the voter list in the duplication of voters and how 100 voters are there in small this thing. We have exposed it very logically with proof. So this, we said, can be curbed by seeing to that there is only one voter ID, and then you attach this voter ID with Aadhaar card. They have not done. They have taken this and they are trying to go ahead. Amit Shah, after he became Union Minister, and all, after Rajnath Singh also, they are using this material, this type of modus operandi, duplication of voters, removing genuine voters whom you think they will not vote for you, and create confusion from removing them from that booth, so that, and all those dead, even my father is dead, still he continues to be in the voter list. Vote in the name of dead, increase the dead list so that no one can identify that. And then you have every state, Telangana, like Telangana Chief Electoral Officer, electoral officers appointed by you under your control, and this survey every year which they have to do, the electoral rolls, do it under the aegis of your own political party, your own goons. In every polling booth, you see that you have your own majority by this dubious means, not allowing the adult franchise or those citizens who are right to vote, bring down the percentage, and then meticulously in between 3 to 5, use this dubious list, whether it is in the strong room or somewhere else. What is that modus operandi? You keep on voting. The percentage you show it as 60-70%. Till 3 o'clock, it is only 20-25. And in Hyderabad, it is only around 5 or 6 or 10, not more than that. But increases to 30 in Hyderabad. Who are voting in between 3 and 5? Which is that list from which voters are voting? That is why I demanded the forensic appraisal of both 14A register which you sign, 14C. When you are closing this EVM, signed by agents, signed by polling officer, along with CCTV footage, because even that is being playing fraud. They are trying to morph the images. So CCTV of every polling booth, 14A, the register which you sign, and 14C. which you close the EVM, I wanted forensic appraisals of this. Since 2018, I am fighting. Till now, they have given so many complaint IDs, but no action by Election Commission of India. In turn, they have disturbed my. Still, I could found because I know how to after exposing. Is this not clear now? The same modus operandi is not being employed across India. How can you say Supreme Court of India, Election Commission of India is doing its duties? Then Supreme Court of India is failing every citizen of this country in not coming to the rescue of those for purity of electoral rolls. Only eligible voters should be voting in that political booth, in that polling booth. They are not allowing them to vote. Then how can you call this as a free and fair election? Enticements again, booth wise. So is this a free and fair election? And when I'm complaining, and even when I added Prime Minister Modi's education qualifications, silently they have brought in, they have amended Election Commission of India appointments itself. How disgraceful. Now I am asking RSS and all of those who are supporting BJP in the name of Hindutva, why the same Modi, Amit Shah government did not go for, why they did not go for Uniform Civil Code, Population Control Bill, and then why they have not allowed temples to be out of endowment government clutches when masjids and churches are not there. Independence of Hindus, majority, they have defeated. They said corruption will be removed and more corruption. Now BJP everywhere they are publicizing no scams. All scamsters removed from all political parties. They are now members of Bharatiya Janata Party. Why RSS is Maharashtra is the biggest example. And how did AP, how did BJP win seats? Is it not by these means? That is what Rahul Gandhi is showing. Rahul Gandhi till 2019 was not a serious politician at all. Now, after Bharat Jodo, now the way he is exposing, now he is also leader of opposition. And 300 MPs marched to Election Commission of India demanding the electronic voter list of entire India. Why Election Commission of India is not trying to release it, and why Supreme Court of India is again like Chandrachud, what he has done, delaying, allowing election after election, and then after that, people forget. So, the first thing what they have done is Election Commissioners Appointment Bill, farewell to free and fair elections. PM, Cabinet Minister instead of Chief Justice of India and Leader of Opposition. Can Cabinet Minister oppose PM? Manmani. So they wanted to have their own Election Commission of India. I am demanding RSS and BJP and all those who are supporting, if elections are to be won by Modi's charisma and what Modi government has done from 2014, then why do you need this amendment? Straight question to you. Why this amendment? ये सवरण क्यों किया आपने? प्रधानमंत्री, कैबिनेट मंत्री और प्रतिपक्ष नेता, कैबिनेट मंत्री के स्थान में इसके पहले उच्चतम न्यायालय के चीफ जस्टिस थे वहां, उनको निकाला, आप वहां पर कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर को लाया. क्यों करा ये सब सवरण? क्योंकि मैं जो भी आपको कहा अभी तक उसको छुपाने के लिए. वरना आप क्यों करते ये? जब ये करे आप यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड क्यों नहीं ला सके? आप ये मेजॉरिटी लेके ये बिल जब पास कर सकते हैं, संविधान का खिलाफ है. संविधान माने हमारे खिलाफ है ये. हम चाहते हैं कि एक स्वतंत्र प्रतिपत्ति हो चुनाव संघ का, लेकिन उसका स्वतंत्र प्रतिपत्ति इससे खत्म कर दिया क्योंकि प्रधानमंत्री, उनके सहायक कैबिनेट मंत्री और प्रतिपक्ष खाली नाम के लिए है. ये दोनों विचार करके आज इलेक्शन कमीशन ऑफ जो इंडिया जो है वो इनकी कठपुतली बन के काम कर रहा है. नहीं, ये जो है प्रतिपक्ष का आरोप है. इसमें सत्य है या नहीं, आरएसएस बताना चाहिए, गडकरी बाहर आके बताना चाहिए, सभी नागरिक बताना चाहिए. जब आप इस तरह की वोट चोरी ना करते, आपको सवरण करने की जरूरत क्या थी मोदी और अमित शाह जी? आप बताइए देश को. आज तो ये पहला एक जैसा हमने शो किया है. बीवी आचार्य जी, हु इज दिस Advocate General, 7 times Advocate General of Karnataka, and who was there as prosecutor in Jayalalitha's corruption case too. So we have done this show on 21/8/23. That is one. From 2018, I have been fighting against this type of duplication of electoral rolls, false electoral rolls. When such is the case, then how can you expect a free and fair election, my dear Supreme Court of India? Why are you sitting on this case? Why Supreme Court could not constitute and immediately take a decision? And we did not want even Chief Justice of India to be there. There should be someone from the civil society who is independently thinking, who is thinking in the interest of country. Such type of people should be there, so that as and when if something again happens, that case will invariably come to Supreme Court. So Supreme Court Chief Justice, if he is not there in the panel, we thought justice can be done to the people of India, we the people of India, the Constitution of India, and a free and fair election is a must for the survival of democracy. इसीलिए हम सोचे कि चीफ जस्टिस नहीं रहना चाहिए, लेकिन इसको खत्म कर दिया आज कोर्ट ने किस तरह. एंड दिस लिंक इज आल्सो देयर very clearly. See, you can always go to the link and watch the show. 21/8/23 DRTSPR show live we have done on DRTSPR channels. Is this not enough? And then I was telling you, I was fighting this case from 2018 on constitutional violations from Telangana. अचानक एक केस जो है डायरी नंबर 47245 2020, डायरी नंबर 47245 SCI Supreme Court of India PIL E 2020, application date 11/8/2020, applicant name T Siva Prasad Reddy, email Telangana, taken action under process. ये PIL के जो में जब बॉबडे थे लिया गया, when Bobde was Chief JI, it was taken as a PIL. My complaints which I was filing from 2018. From 2018, I was filing because I made Supreme Court of India, President of India party to that email to Election Commission of India, Telangana Chief Electoral Officer, stating that CCTV 14A and 14C should go for forensic appraisal because the election has been hijacked by defeating purity of electoral rolls, and also it is not free and fair election. The percentage increased dramatically after in between 3 and 5 p.m. where who were those voters who voted, and who were those voters who signed in 14A, and who were those polling agents or polling officer, when did they sign and close that? Unable to. And same thing I have applied for parliament. In parliament Hyderabad constituency, 3 o'clock till 3 o'clock, that is why I salute Muslim youth. Till 3 o'clock, what was the polling percentage? And immediately in between 3 to 5, how did this 15 to 20% jump happen? That also I documented everything. I said, I want these to go for forensic appraisal. I said this election is a farce, and Mr. Rahul Gandhi, all those who have taken my application, in some ministers, now is a minister in the cabinet, and MLCs are there. Now they are there in the assembly also. What did they do with my petition? Why they did not go ahead, Mr. Rahul Gandhi? You start questioning your own party members. There were more votes counted than the polled votes. This is another disparity, right? There were more votes counted than the votes polled. That also I brought in this. Again, I went on updating my 2018 petition. How can, if the polling booth has 200 votes, that day, if you have the votes were polled, only 50%, 60%, but they counted 210. And that gentleman, gone to High Court. I demanded from you, now he is the MLC from Congress. And the another one, VVT pads in Vikarabad, they were thrown out. When they were thrown out, how can that election be free and fair? How can you throw out VVT pads on the streets? And similarly in Karimnagar, EVMs were taken away from the polling booths. They were found somewhere else. All these media clippings I have put together and I have updated my complaint. That is when Bobde was CJI. See, it is on your record. It was taken as a PIL. Then what happened to this PIL till today? Supreme Court of India not bothered to respond. But even after that, since 2020, every week or 10 days, I went on updating every election details. Across India, I said Gandhinagar, correct me, How did it win unanimously? Is it not defeating the electorate there? How can one party entice another fellow's candidate? And if such is the case, it is said it is defeating the electorate. You are not allowing the electorate to vote. 100% electorate will vote for BJP, that candidate, unanimous candidate, or 100% would have voted for that Congress candidate who have withdrawn in favor of this thing. Is this not nonsense? Is this not fraud? Then similarly in Munugodu by-election, when I clearly stated with evidences that this election is being enticed in the name of money and alcohol, Election Commission of India sent me a mail. Yes, this is true. We will not allow these type of enticements in next election. Immediately I responded stating that this election should be countermanded. Rajgopal Reddy advisors don't know, God knows. BRS and BJP, don't you think they played in tantrum? Why they were silent? They have allowed BRS candidate Prabhakar Reddy to win the election. Is it not rigging and election fraud? Like that, every state across India, I have documented evidence till this time, and my petition is still alive. And Rahul Gandhi, what he has picked up was my own complaint. When Rahul Gandhi is an opposition leader, he's an opposition leader, and you see 300 of them marching.
95 opposition parties will march from the Parliament to the Election Commission of India headquarters in the national capital today to protest alleged vote chori in the 2024 Lok Sabha polls and the ongoing special intensive revision of electoral rolls in poll-bound Bihar. Several parties, including Congress, Samajwadi Party, TMC, DMK, Aam Aadmi Party, left parties RJD, NCPSP, Shiv Sena, UBT, and National Conference are expected to join the rally, which is scheduled to start today at 11:30 a.m. from the Parliament's Makkar Dwar. Delhi Police has stated that no permission for the march has been sought so far. Anand, we're of course tracking more developments, and we're understanding
When
that
300
300
MPs and
MPs are now expected
that too, he is the
to
leader of
hold a rally
opposition. When he is seeking the list across India, the electronic list of all the states, what wrong he has done? Why is Supreme Court of India could not give it? Why it could not give it? Now here see, the Election Commission seems to be ignorant of its own rules. The Election Commission's petulant response to the findings of a deep dive investigation into the Mahadupur Assembly constituency by the Congress seems to have only bolstered the findings made public by Rahul Gandhi. Instead, Election Commission of India or the Karnataka Chief Electoral Officer could have gone for point-by-point rebuttal by holding a press conference. Why you did not do that? Huh? Why you did not do that? Why you left such suspicion? Huh? The Election Commission, through the Karnataka Chief Election Officer, immediately responded asking Gandhi to file an affidavit and sign and submit declaration or oath under Rule 23B of the Registration of Electoral Rules 1960. Now the absurdity of Election Commission's response. Just these fellows, they are not aware, these gentlemen who are there. However, Rule 23B only applies when there is an ongoing inquiry into a voter's name being added or deleted, my dear Election Commission of India, under which you have asked Rahul Gandhi to file. And by the way, he is the opposition leader. 300 MPs strongly behind him going there to the Election Commission of India. And how dare you ask him an election affidavit? And who are you? I'm asking you, who are you? You are a public servant. Will we, the people of India, are superior? You are there to manage elections with purity of electoral rolls, allowing eligible voters to vote in a free and fair election. Is it not your duty? Then what are you doing? You should have given point-by-point rebuttal. You could have exposed Rahul Gandhi, but you did not do that. You asked him to file an affidavit under 23B. Now, what does 23B say? It only applies when there is an ongoing inquiry into a voter's name being added or deleted. It has no application to an instance like the current one where the published roll has been shown to have multiple fictitious and false additions. This common sense is not there with Election Commission of India. This is what this wire exposing them. this common sense, this rule, they did not understand that this rule doesn't apply. It applies only when there is an ongoing inquiry into a voter's name being added or deleted. It has no application to an instance like the current one where the published roll has been shown to have multiple fictitious and false editions. This is what Rahul Gandhi has shown, what I have been doing in Telangana and across India. Now he is showing that false, dubious electoral list which has already voted and elected. He has taken your own electoral rolls which have gone for election. They have voted from there. From there he is showing, as an example, Mahadevpura in Karnataka and similar instances in Maharashtra. And then he is trying to join both and he is saying the same is being done in the name of Sir even before election there. Is it not clear now, Election Commission of India, how you have been faulting and how, my good friends, maybe you have so much of inclination, but try to don't misrepresent facts. Anybody familiar with the way elections have been conducted in India would know that election rules are repeatedly communicated and taught to officers through ongoing training programs with the Karnataka CEO and now the Maharashtra CEO adding a similar request, making such an absurd demand. It seems clear that the constitutional body is more concerned with brushing the issue under the carpet rather than fixing the badly marred election process. This is enough. Is this not enough, my dear Supreme Court of India? How can Supreme Court of India also be silent spectator to this? You are also a public servant, my dear Supreme Court of India. If I am wrong, correct me. My number is 9440465339. How can you ask an opposition leader, 300 MPs marching under him, demanding electronic data across India so that they can identify, they can fix, as they have done in Karnataka and Maharashtra. They are doing it in Haryana. These are nothing but what I have been doing from Telangana, Assembly and Parliament, and how from 2018, how even in 2020, Bob Day also took my representation as a PIL. What has happened to that PIL, Supreme Court of India? Now you have to answer me. Am I eligible or not, Supreme Court of India, Election Commission of India? Should I also file an affidavit again? Shall I show you what I have been doing? See, this is what it is, my dear Supreme Court of India. Again, don't ask me to file an affidavit, Election Commission of India. I have to file damages also because you have brought disrepute to my citizenship by not allowing me to vote in the last Lok Sabha elections, by disturbing and distorting the electoral rolls. And what happened to this PIL, which you have taken it as a PIL? Why this did not go ahead, Supreme Court of India, Election Commission of India, President of India? I am demanding what happened to this. Is this not in public interest? With all the evidences pulled together, the same thing now Rahul Gandhi is trying to do. Then instead of rebutting him point by point, why are you doing that? And I will bring you the absurdity of the double standards of Supreme Court of India. I'll show you this also. How dare Supreme Court of India can be so insensitive? Supreme Court of India is arrogant and at the same time it is playing double standards. Here it is asking Rahul Gandhi to file an affidavit. But here I am going to show you another biggest scandal. See, this is what my affidavit. Now what happened to my PIL? Every citizen should ask Supreme Court of India, file a petition to Supreme Court of India, marking a copy to President and all political parties. Diary number, kindly wrote down all, my dear. 47245/SCI means Supreme Court of India /PIL, PIL. E means this is electronic or Election Commission of India, I don't know, /2020. Application date dated 11/8/2020. Received on 3/9/2020. See, just reaching Supreme Court, it is taking so much of time. Applicant name, T. Siva Prasad Reddy. Address, email, State Telangana. Every Indian now write to Supreme Court, Election Commission of India, Telangana Chief Electoral Officer and President of India and all concerned as to what happened to this PIL. This is going to lay bare open and what Rahul Gandhi is demanding and how elections were being rigged very logically and without and the title of this bill is also see తెలంగాణ శాసనసభ ఎన్నికలపై సుప్రీంకోర్టులో పిల్ రాజ్యాంగ ఉల్లంఘనలు తెలంగాణ ఎన్నికలపై సుప్రీంకోర్టులో పిల్ రాజ్యాంగ ఉల్లంఘనలు ప్రజాస్వామ్యాన్ని కాపాడండి. సో దిస్ ఇస్ వాట్ ఐ wrote and every Indian now write to Supreme Court, Election Commission of India. If you can bring this out, this vote chori will come out as to how a local party in Hyderabad, in connivance with BRS, Telangana Chief Electoral Officer, then they have gone to the Central Election Commission of India. Now across India, this modus operandi is simple: disturb the purity of electoral rolls and then free and fair election by having your own hankmen picked up at the head of as commissioners at Election Commission of India and at the state level. Now Supreme Court has to come out clean. Your collegium, I've already done a show. I'm going to come back with another show. Why this type of, why Chandrachud should also be investigated. Why he took so much of time, allowed election. Like NEET examination, how they were deprived. I'm a doctor by profession. We have exposed that also. Now I'm going to show you the biggest. While Election Commission of India is asking Rahul Gandhi to give an affidavit. So this is the Pragati Nivedana. I have exposed this. 10/9/2018 demanded as to why elections were being held preponed at the cost of adult franchise, lakhs of adult franchise, thousands per every constituency, and helping only BR KCR. And I have even put a link also, KCR, in that press conference, September 5th, 2018, clearly stating he spoke to Chief Election Commissioner and thereby he is preponing the elections. So investigation should go into that also. And I received a mail stating Chief Election Commissioner, none other than them, stating we are not allowing elections in October, but we are postponing it to December, where Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, they completed their tenure. But there also again I demanded, even in doing so, you are not allowing those adult franchise to vote, discriminating. Now I'll come back to the major aspect. When you are asking them an affidavit by Rahul Gandhi, how did you allow a false affidavit filed by Chennamaneni Ramesh to be elected to the Assembly of Telangana 3 times, Andhra Pradesh, and 3 times? How did you allow him? How did you allow him? By false affidavit. And in spite of complaints of false affidavit, Election Commission of India, Telangana Chief Electoral Officer were sleeping. Even High Court said it is a false affidavit. Then they went to Supreme Court. Supreme Court with fine dismissed that he is a German citizen and used both German citizenship and Indian citizenship to dupe the people of India. And he was a privy to so many decisions in the Telangana Assembly. Chennamaneni Ramesh, by allowing false affidavit of Chennamaneni Ramesh, you have allowed him to be elected to the Telangana Assembly 3 times, 15 years. Election Commission of India did nothing. Is it not a duplicity, double standards by Election Commission of India? Here you are demanding Rahul Gandhi to give him an affidavit. See, this is what this clearly. This is it is contained at the Commission of Inquiry constituted under Section 10(5) of the Act, submitted its report on 10/3, concluding that the petitioner has not made honest disclosure about its visits to Germany and other hand by choosing to make false representations in communication dated 27/11/2008, obtained Indian citizenship by playing fraud on Government of India. By playing fraud. It is submitted that the petitioner visited abroad from 1/3/2007 to so and so, and from again 2007 to 2008 during 12 months preceding the date of application, which was. These evidences are there. By filing a false affidavit, this fellow, Chennamaneni Ramesh, gets elected to the Telangana Assembly before Andhra Pradesh Assembly once from Vemulavada constituency in Karimnagar. Is Election Commissioner of India was sleeping when he filed false affidavit? See, this is there in the public domain. Anyone can go and check. The German passport of the petitioner was valid up to 25 to 2023. He went to Germany in December 2019 from Chennai airport by using his German passport. Thus, it is clear that even after 2013, the petitioner got his German passport renewed, and after obtaining citizenship in India on 23 2009, the petitioner continued to be citizen of Germany and got his German passport renewed. Thus, it is evident that the petitioner has played fraud by misrepresenting the authorities and perpetuated his fraud by holding German citizenship and German passport even after acquiring Indian citizenship. This court, by the order dated 18/12/2020, passed the following interim order. Petitioner challenges order date 2011-2000 passed by respondent number 2 under Secretary to Government of India, Ministry of Home Affairs, New Delhi, holding that he ceases to be a citizen of India. My dear Amit Shah, now you are also responsible. You are also answerable. And Election Commission of India, all those Election Commission of India and Telangana Chief Electoral Officers, including those booth level officers and election return officer, don't you think there should be investigation against them initiated? They should not be put behind bars? So that is $1 million question as to why they kept quiet. So here it is. I'm giving you insight. He is the Ramesh Chennam Aneni. 2018, I've shown you how Election Commission of India allowed, in spite of a complaint against him, why they could not investigate till High Court of Telangana and High Court, Supreme Court interfered, and why Election Commission of India was very silent. Even when the application was sent to Union Home Ministry, Amit Shah, why he was silent before Rajnath Singh also. Ramesh Chennam Aneni, see how shamelessly filed a false affidavit. You can see that. You can go and check how his affidavit was allowed. How his affidavit was allowed. Sure, let us check this also. I'm sorry. You can go to, because I'm showing you all the links. It is there, see. India Kanun, Dr. Ramesh Chennam Aneni versus Union of India. Dr. Ramesh Chennam versus Union of India. 3 times ex-MLA from KCR's party was German citizen. Son of Rajeshwar Rao, Vemulavada in Karimnagar. See his affidavit, how wrongly he has filed an affidavit, which I have already shown you earlier to see here. This is the affidavit, winner, so and so. This is the affidavit. Clearly check, he is saying that he is an Indian. So only I'm showing this, Ramesh Chennai declared as winner, only Indian citizens are supposed to contest. Is this not a false affidavit? Why Election Commission of India, Telangana Chief Electoral Officer and Union Home Ministry, they kept quiet? Don't you think all these are legally liable to be punished? When they have allowed 2008, again another term, again another term, till he was defeated. How did you allow this gentleman? Last elections he did not. The BRS, KCR, how did they? That is what I said. BRS in connivance with the local party of Hyderabad, in connivance of Telangana Chief Electoral Officer, in connivance of Election Commission of India, how they have rigged the elections. Is this not fraud? And this is the biggest example again. Allowing Chennamane Ramesh, knowing very well that he was German citizen, falsely they have given an affidavit as Indian citizen, and Indian Union Home Ministry also equally liable. How did you allow till courts intervene? For everything, court should intervene. 2017, again he went to Supreme Court. Supreme Court also clearly penalized him. Till High Court and Supreme Court involved. Why Election Commission of India and Union Home Ministry? They have failed to act against Ramesh Chennam Aneni. And this not an eye-opener, my dear Supreme Court of India, that you should not postpone things related to elections, electoral rolls, free and fair election, because that will defeat the purpose of basic constitution of India, that purity of electoral rolls should go in a free and fair election. Only then it will be called as people participatory constitutional democracy. Otherwise, it will be ruined in the name of democracy. The rights and resources will be looted as it is happening now, Supreme Court of India. This should be an eye opener for you also. You yourself have given. This is what I'm showing you. Indian Kanun, NDTV. 3-time MLA from KCR's party was German citizen, NDTV. Mr. Ramesh had earlier won the Vemulavada seat 4 times in 2019 as part of the Telugu Desam party, and then thrice from 2010 to 2018, including the bipoll after he switched parties. So Telugu Desam party, Chandrababu Naidu, you are also responsible. You are supposed to speak now out. How did you allow? You say you are a big politician. Now you are supporting the party at the center, BJP, of which union minister is Amit Shah. Why Amit Shah failed to act? And how you have allowed this gentleman, Chennamaneeni Ramesh, to contest on your party, and then BRS, how KCR has allowed him, and why Telangana Chief Electoral Officer and Election Commission of India failed to act in spite of clear evidence being given by Adi Srinivas, who is the present MLA whip from the same Vemulavada constituency. Why you failed to act? This is a big mystery. When Election Commission of India, the Telangana Chief Electoral Officer, they act dubiously, along with in connivance of Union Home Ministry, and again the same NDTV now trying to come out. That is why I have listed NDTV example. You clearly stated, it is on your record. This false record, as a false citizen, you have allowed him to become an MLA 4 times, and is he not privy to so many decisions made by the government? So many secrets a German citizen has taken away from Telangana and India. Is this not a big case? I don't know what type of charges you should levy. I'm not able to understand now what fraud he has played. And is it not this fraud was facilitated by BRS KCR party? Should this party be banned? And also Telugu Desam party, which has allowed in the first preference. How did they allow without cross-checking, and such a big gentleman like Chandrababu Naidu? And how then the Andhra Pradesh Chief Electoral Officer has allowed him to contest elections on a false affidavit? And how after that Telangana Chief Electoral Officer? And how Election Commission of India, is it sleeping mode? All those Election Commission of India officials, even during UPI regime, I'm demanding action against them. Not just during COVID, this NDA. How they kept silent, allowed this false affidavit. But after 2014, now this is the 3rd term for Amit Shah and Modi. How did they allow this false affidavit to go on? When they have done this, they allow false affidavit. Through false affidavit, they allowed him to sit in the assembly, get elected, and be privy to so many decisions in the public interest. Some are very secret in the assembly. And ultimately, only courts had to intervene and declare him as a German citizen, and having played fraud on India and the Election Commission of India and the Telangana Chief Electoral Officer and the people of Telangana and people of India. Till this time, were you sleeping? Why Election of India could not act? And what were they doing? Booth level surveys and all that bloody surveys every year, investing huge public money. When you allow such type of false affidavits, allowing them to win elections, here an opposition leader, Rahul Gandhi, he has become serious after 2019. And mind you, 2004 and 2009, there was an offer for him to become Prime Minister of India. Did he become? Manmohan Singh was running behind him. Did he become Prime Minister of India? He was not at all serious. He became serious only after 2019, after Bharat Jodo. But he should be very careful that COVID-19 pharma mafia and this corporate infrastructure mafia, Kaleshwaram fraud, Mega and all those fellows. And you should also be very careful from America. Thus funding Mr. Rahul Gandhi. You have taken, and then 300 MPs supporting him and leader of opposition in the parliament, when he is demanding for electronic data of every state, as he has been exposing in Karnataka and Maharashtra, which I've been doing from 2018. My PIL is also there. Instead of rebutting him point by point, Election Commission of India is demanding and asking him to file an affidavit wherein false affidavits were filed by candidates. They won the elections. They were sitting in the assembly privy to so many decisions. When Election Commission of India chief electoral officers of state failed, including Union Home Ministry, Mr. Amit Shah, Rajnath Singh, and thereby the party chiefs which have allowed such false affidavits, false citizens by Telugudesam Party and BRS. Why actions are not being taken against these political parties? Why Supreme Court and High Court just finished there by asking him to pay a fine? Why he was not jailed? What about the political parties? Don't you think they also have a duty to check? And also the electoral officers, when they file an affidavit to cross-check, when you are not cross-checking and allowing false affidavit, those who are not citizens of India to become MLAs, when Rahul Gandhi wants genuine voters, as I have been claiming right from 2014, to vote, and why you are removing genuine voters from the list? And what about those dead? And what about these addresses? From where are they coming? How is that they are jumping from one area to other to vote for having different electoral ID cards? This has been displayed in Hyderabad by one political communal party. The same is being replicated across India. Is that not the reason why Darussalam Bank, everything is flourishing? And here also in DRDO Lake, the medical college is flourishing. So many benefits for them. And is that not the reason why BRS party is not being de-recognized after this political fraud, after my complaint being accepted as a PIL on 2020 by Bob Day? And what happened to that PIL? The same is not being repeated in the form of false affidavit by the BRS as well as TDP. What action you have initiated against those parties? Supreme Court of India and High Court of India, against also the Election Commission of India in not allowing eligible voters to vote. I will end here and I'll just see here. An IAS officer, he is stating what he is stating. Dr. P.V. Ramesh, you can go to Dr. Ramesh P.V. 210. You are a disgrace to IAS fraternity CEO Karnataka. I am deeply pained that a senior IAS officer is reduced to being a puppet of ECIS whip. Masters, at Rahul Gandhi has exposed a part of the serious systemic pathology infecting the electoral process. Mr. Ramesh, which I have been doing from 2018. At ECI VEP should have taken suo moto cognizance and ordered comprehensive corrective measures. Instead, you, ECI, have chosen to troll, taunt, obfuscate, obstruct. You have forfeited the trust and confidence of this great nation and have become global laughingstock. Do you at CEO Karnataka feel proud that you are driving the long nail into the heart of Indian democracy? Notice to Sri Rahul Gandhi, Honorable Member of Parliament and Law, Office of the Electoral Office of Karnataka. They were asking this to Rahul Gandhi. See, I'm showing you this affidavit also. And here both Shakun Ranis have voted. Look how cleverly it is done. This has all been exposed. I'll come back with such exposures. So this is the affidavit. And in a nutshell, before I say bye, for common man to understand,
छुपाना चाहती है। पहले तो राहुल गांधी के वोट चोरी एलिगेशंस के 4 दिन बाद भी इलेक्शन कमीशन ने कोई पॉइंट बाय पॉइंट रिबटल नहीं दिया है। पर इसके अलावा भी ये 3 खबरें देखिए। पहली, बिहार में इलेक्शन कमीशन ने एसआईआर के थ्रू 65 लाख लोगों को वोटर लिस्ट से हटा दिया। जब उनसे डिटेल्स मांगी गई कि ये लोग कौन हैं, इनको हटाने के रीजंस क्या हैं, तो इलेक्शन कमीशन ने सुप्रीम कोर्ट में कह दिया कि ऐसा कोई लॉ ही नहीं है जिसके अंडर उन्हें हमें ये डिटेल्स देने की जरूरत है और किसी सिटीजन को ये राइट ही नहीं है कि वो ये डिटेल्स डिमांड भी कर सके। जब आम जनता के लिए ये देखने का कोई तरीका ही नहीं है तो ये कैसे पता चलेगा कि जिन लोगों को वोटर लिस्ट से डिलीट किया गया है वो वाकई सिर्फ डुप्लीकेट, डेड या रिलोकेटेड वोटर्स हैं और कोई जेन्युइन वोटर्स नहीं। दूसरा, 2 महीने पहले इलेक्शन कमीशन ने एक नया रूल निकाला कि सब पोलिंग बूथ्स की सीसीटीवी फुटेज रिजल्ट्स आने के 45 डेज में डिस्ट्रॉय कर दी जाएगी। इसमें भी उन्होंने इस चेंज की वजह बताने से सीधा मना कर दिया। ऑपोजिशन इस सीसीटीवी फुटेज की डिमांड कर रही थी, ये कह के कि वो देखना चाहते हैं कि महाराष्ट्र में 5:30 बजे के बाद सडनली वोटर टर्नआउट कैसे बढ़ गया, क्योंकि बूथ्स पे उनके वर्कर्स ने कहा कि असल में इतने वोटर्स उस टाइम आए ही नहीं थे। तीसरा, डिजिटल इंडिया के दौर में भी इलेक्शन कमीशन कई कंस्टिट्यूएंसीज की वोटर लिस्ट अभी तक मशीन रीडेबल फॉर्मेट्स में नहीं दे रही। कांग्रेस ने कहा है कि ऐसी लिस्ट ना होने की वजह से जैसे उन्होंने बेंगलुरु में 1 लाख फेक वोटर्स ढूंढे थे, वैसे पूरे देश में ढूंढना इम्पॉसिबल है। अगर इलेक्शन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया के पास कुछ छुपाने को है ही नहीं और कोई वोट चोरी हुई ही नहीं है, तो वो इनमें से किसी भी एक सवाल का सीधा जवाब क्यों नहीं दे रही है? ये सवाल आज हर इंडियन वोटर को पूछना चाहिए। हमारे
Because I'm trying to show in their language also. And now Election Commission is a stain on our democracy, says Tamil Nadu Minister Palanivel Thiagarajan. Is this for this reason also? Why Modi is not responding to Trump?
We have the best of the best going after this. Election integrity being one of them. We have evidence of how these electronic voting systems have been vulnerable to hackers for a very long time and vulnerable to exploitation to manipulate the results of the votes being cast, which further drives forward your mandate to bring about paper ballots across the country so that voters can have faith in the integrity of our election. I've got a long list of.
Is this the reason why Modi is afraid of Trump after Adani's exposure and also Russian oil cheaply taken by Ambani and selling to Europe and others? And is any Indian benefiting by that cheap oil? That also will come exclusively. Is that the reason also? Because our interface is Microsoft and everything. Everything is American. Whatever you do, it is there in the foreign servers. Is it for this reason also? No.
Things that we're investigating. We have the best of the best going after this. Election integrity being one of them. We have evidence of how these electronic voting systems have been vulnerable to hackers for a very long time and vulnerable to exploitation to manipulate the results of the votes being cast, which further drives forward your mandate to bring about paper ballots across the country so that voters can have faith in the integrity of our election. I've got a.
So this is one aspect which I wanted to drive. And yesterday, Yogendra Yadav also, he has gone to Supreme Court and he has raised his point. In a historic Supreme Court move, EVMs called to Delhi, votes recounted by SC registrar, videographed and Haryana Sarpanch winner changed. And this is also there in the public domain. This is just a day ago. In a rare step, the Supreme Court summoned EVMs from a Haryana village Sarpanch election, recounted all booths votes in Delhi and changed the winner from Kuldeep Singh to Mohit Kumar. So is this not already there in the Supreme Court's mind? Is now a people's movement is saying, I am not here for party wise. And then I will show you this.
ये है नंबर दूसरा। ये तीसरा नंबर देख रहा है, ठीक है, मैं डाल रहा हूँ, बोर्ड देख लो, तीसरा नंबर है। तीसरा 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 ठीक है, मेरे चौथा नंबर आ जाएगा। पांचवा देख लो, पांचवा आज वोट डाल चुका हूँ, छठवां लेके जा रहा हूँ और ये भी वोट पड़ेगा, छठवां भी वोट पड़ेगा जी, बिल्कुल छठवां पड़ेगा। वोट ये है नंबर दूसरा।
So 8 times he has voted. People ask me, this is how they vote. After 3 p.m. to 5 p.m., you don't see anyone in the queue. That is why CCTV footages, they will not give you. They will not be sent for forensic appraisal. They will not give you 14A register who has voted. They will sign. It has to go for forensic appraisal. Then it can be caught. Then 14C, when polling agents, polling officer together, they seal the box at what time and all. If you send for forensic appraisal, you will come to know when they have actually sealed the box. This is the modus operandi. A viral video from the 2024 Lok Sabha elections recirculated on X today showing 16-year-old Rajan Singh Thakur, son of BJP leader and Farrukhabad Sarpanch Anil Singh Thakur, allegedly casting 8 votes for the BJP in Uttar Pradesh, Farrukhabad, has reignited Congress leader Rahul Gandhi's claim of vote chori. The BJP's narrow 2,678 vote victory in the constituency, coupled with no action from the returning officer against Rajan or his father, has amplified demands for an election commission probe. Gandhi's recent allegations of electoral fraud, including 1,02,050 dubious votes in Karnataka's Bangalore Central, find fresh traction with this video as the opposition accuses the EC of shielding BJP orchestrated irregularities. Is this not enough for Supreme Court of India? And now you see what Modi was saying when he was आप एम्पायर है, इलेक्शन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया, आप निष्पक्षपात आपके काम करना चाहिए। ये नरेंद्र मोदी 2006 में। और अगेन आई फॉर कॉमन मैन टू अंडरस्टैंड,
जीरो पापा का नाम अब मुझे अच्छा, कौन से स्टेट से वोट डालोगे? वोट तो मैं 4-5 स्टेट से डालूंगी। राहुल गांधी की 30-30 मिनट की 2 प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंसेस सुनना काफी मुश्किल है ना। आई वेंट थ्रू देम सो दैट यू डोंट हैव टू। तो तुम लोग 1 मिनट में सुन लो उसको बेटर मनोरंजन के साथ। एक घर में 40 से 80 लोग वोट कर रहे हैं, तो इसको घर काहे कह रहे हो? इसको जिला काहे नहीं घोषित कर देते? लोगों के एड्रेसेस जीरो है। ये कौन सी पीएम आवास योजना चल रही है? एक ब्रूअरी से 68 लोगों ने वोट किया है। यहाँ का तो सारा वोट भाजपा को ही गया होगा, क्योंकि तुम लोगों को नशे करके ही तो ये लोग सही लग सकते हैं। सोबर आदमी को कैसे ये लोग ठीक लग रहे हैं बे? एक बंदा 4-4 बार वोट कर रहा है, ये इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है। इंपॉर्टेंट ये है कि ये सोचो, एक पंजाबी बंदा 2 बार यूपी में वोट कर रहा है और 2 बार कर्नाटका में वोट कर रहा है। वोट चोरी की टेक्निक ही गलत है तुम्हारी। फॉर्म 6 यानी रजिस्ट्रेशन नए वोटर्स के लिए। इन आंटी जी की उम्र हमारे लोकतंत्र की उम्र के बराबर है ऑलमोस्ट। ये क्यों 2 महीने में 2 बार नया वोटर रजिस्टर कर रही है खुद को? देखिए, वो असली आजादी हमें 2014 में मिली है, तो ये लोग वोट भी नए हो गए ना, वोटर सारे उसके बाद ही करेंगे। उठो आंटी जी, आपके नाम पे कितनी बार वोट डल गए हैं? सेम नाम, सेम उम्र, सेम वोटर आईडी, फोटो जूम इन जूम आउट करके लगा दो। तुम कह रहे हो कि मैं कंधों से ऊपर अलग इंसान हूँ और मैं कंधों तक अगर आ जाऊं तो मैं अलग इंसान हूँ। माय मैथ इज नॉट मैथिंग। हरियाणा जैसा राज्य जहां 2 करोड़ वोटर है, सोचो वहां पे 8 सीटों का टोटल वोट गैप 22,000 वोट्स का है केवल। इतने तो डुप्लीकेट, इतने तो एक घर से ले आए होंगे ये लोग। 2024 के लोकसभा में भाजपा और मोगली जी को बेइज्जत होने से बचने के लिए 25 सीटों की जरूरत थी। अब 25 सीटों पे ही 33,000 से कम के मार्जिन पे ये लोग जीते हैं। अरे इतना तो इन लोगों ने एक ही बंदे से बार वोट करवा दिया होगा। ससुरा चीटिंग तो ऐसा करो कि पकड़े ना जाओ। क्या राजनीति करोगे बे तुम? हाउस नंबर सर 0 है। पापा का नाम है। अच्छा, कौन से स्टेट से वोट डालोगे? वोट तो मैं 4-5 स्टेट से डालूंगी। राहुल गांधी की 30-30 मिनट की 2 प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस।
तो यह है आम आदमी के लिए समझने की। अब ये देखिए ऐसे क्यों दे हैव संविधान why they have modified or amended Election Commission of India appointments is to have your own hangman. Now you see who are there in the election.
2500 साल लगेंगे उसको देखने में.
What he says, this man, how
3,600 years it will take
how
to see.
irresponsible is he?
Why does he want it? Let us ask this question from the person who wants this.
जब आप 2022 के लक्ष्यों को खेल कर 2047 तक ले जा सकते हैं, तब फिर 10 साल लगे या 3600 साल लगे, अगर चुनाव की प्रक्रिया पर संदेह हुआ है तो उसे दूर करने के लिए हजारों सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर को इस काम में लगा देना चाहिए.
बात तो सही है. अगर 8 घंटे भी रोज देखेगा तो 3600 साल लगेंगे उसको देखने में. 3,600 years he will take to see. Why does he want it? Let us ask this question from the person who wants this.
जब आप 2022
How they have made a laughing stock of themselves. Is he an election commissioner of India? And what does he think? He is a public servant. We the people, Constitution of India, eligible voters. We are supreme. How can you be supreme and how you are denying the information? And he is an appointee of Amit Shah who has been very close. Now Election Commission of issues notice says only voted once, not twice. You give that rebuttal regularly. Expose him. You expose him. By stealing. I am not going to them. Now see. Gyanesh Kumar, current CEC, is considered close to Amit Shah, having served under him as secretary in the Ministry of Cooperation 2020 and in MHA during Shah's tenure as Home Minister. He played a key role in Article 37. So, Kumar was instrumental in establishing the Ram Janmabhoomi. Now, what can you expect from him? What can you expect from him? And Bihar में चुनाव में पहले किया बड़ा खेल, voter list. What is happening here? An RTI activist asked what action was taken against officials under whose watch suspected foreign nationals featured in voting list. Here is what the ECI replied. And that also I'm showing you. Premise of 27 June. An ineligible person cannot be entered on the electoral roll unless the electoral registration officer or an assistant electoral registration officer AERO approves the application, and only after completing the detailed procedure set out in the Act and the rules. I am talking about the same CHENNAMANENI Ramesh, foreign nationals. So he says, electoral registration officer, ERO, or an assistant electoral registration officer. This means the ultimate responsibility for any wrongful inclusion of ineligible persons on the electoral rolls lies with the EROs and AEROs. So you be careful across every state. You are gone for toss. What Venkatesh asked, the legal provisions under which action may be taken against EROs and AEROs for registering individuals later suspected to be foreign nationals, the designated officer, competent authority empowered to take such action. A state UT-wise list of EROs and AROs against whom action has been already taken since 2014, he says. Hypothetical, in response to the first question, Central Public Information of Shilpi responded. It is informed that providing legal advice, opinion, interpretation of the election laws and providing replies to hypothetical questions is beyond the scope of the RTA Act. However, in this regard, you may refer to Section 32 of RP Act 1950. I'm showing you all this. What is that act also? Nayak said the act cited by the ECI covers only non-performance. It does not address the issue of inclusion of ineligible voters by officials, which are dealt with under registration of electoral rules 1960. The rules require EROs, AEROs to verify eligibility before adding names. This is what I said. At booth level, at state, constituency level, state level, and ECI. This is the machinery. ECI is the head of this entire machinery. How they are playing dirty game by adding or deleting names or including names having different voter IDs from different places and in the same booth, how they are trying to. Is this because this provision has never been invoked despite the ECI's knowledge of the inclusion of ineligible persons as evidenced in June 2024 Bihar Sir order? Why has the ECI not yet acted to investigate the wrongful inclusion of ineligible persons in the electoral rolls, or is the ECI for whatever reason trying to shield the errant officers? Both citizens and opposition parties must demand answers from. See, I'm just quoting you all this. And here also, before I say, by an exposure,
गिनीज बुक ऑफ वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड्स को गलत साबित कर दिया है, क्या ये सच है?
आपने सही सुना है। देखिए, गिनीज बुक ऑफ वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड्स के हिसाब से जो वर्ल्ड की ओल्डेस्ट वुमन अलाइव है वो 115 साल की एक ब्रिटिश महिला। लेकिन जब हमने बिहार की अपडेटेड वोटर लिस्ट देखी जो SIR के बाद पब्लिश हुई है 1 हफ्ते पहले ही, तो सिवान डिस्ट्रिक्ट में हमें एक ऐसी महिला मिली, मिंता देवी, जिनकी उम्र 124 साल दर्ज है। तो मतलब आप देखिए कि 124 साल की एक महिला अकॉर्डिंग टू दिस वोटर लिस्ट बिहार में अलाइव है, जबकि गिनीज बुक ऑफ वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड का कहना है कि वर्ल्ड की ओल्डेस्ट वुमन अलाइव इज 115 इयर्स ओल्ड। अब देखिए, बार बार इलेक्शन कमीशन और बीजेपी ने कहा है कि SIR का पूरा पर्पस ही यही है कि फेक वोटर्स, इनवैलिड वोटर्स, इस तरीके की डिटेल्स, डिस्क्रिपेंसीज, ये सब वोटर लिस्ट से हट जाए, इसीलिए इस स्केल के एक्सरसाइज को करना जरूरी है। लेकिन अगर उसके बाद भी ऐसी डिटेल्स मिल रही है तो क्या ये एक्सरसाइज अपना पर्पस फुलफिल कर रही है? क्योंकि राहुल गांधी की वोट चोरी एलिगेशंस के बाद बीजेपी ने कहा इन्होंने SIR को सर्टिफिकेट दे दिया है, लेकिन आपके सामने ये है कि SIR के बाद भी इस तरीके की डिटेल्स लिस्ट में मिल रही है।
पर ये एक वन ऑफ केस भी तो हो सकता है ना?
और हम आपको ऐसे और एग्जांपल्स दिखाएंगे, लेकिन पार्ट 2 में।
Part 2 में I don't want to, yeah, I want to stop that video, so that is why. Now I think this is enough now. I'm closing it here. Everything is there in the public domain now. This show can be taken by anyone. Now, is this not a fraud being played by booth level EROs, Telangana Chief Electoral Officer, likewise Chief Electoral Officers of every state, and Election Commission of India, in not allowing the purity of the electoral rolls, eligible citizens to vote? And when they cannot vote, how can this be a free and fair election? I am leaving it here. I'll come back with more evidences as to why Rahul Gandhi should file an affidavit, when through false affidavits, the foreign nationals have become MLAs like Ramesh Chennam Aneni. They were party candidates of both TDP and BRS. What action has been initiated? Why High Court was silent except exposing them, and Supreme Court was silent against these political parties who have allowed them to contest in spite of knowing their background? And how Election Commission of India, in spite of regular complaints, was silent and did not probe, as was my complaint from 2018, and in 2020 was taken as a pill by Bob Day, Supreme Court Chief Justice of India. Then what happened to that? If they can open that, the entire Pandora banks of this vote chori will come to a very logical conclusion, because right from 2018, this is what I have been doing. Let us support the free and fair election, and purity of electoral rolls is a must, and every eligible citizen should go out and vote. And how they are going to disturb your votes in the electoral rolls also I have shown you. You should become equally responsible. Only then this corrupt and unconstitutional activities in the name of election by those officers who have been assigned this job and who are in connivance with the political parties, and how they have amended the Election Commission of India appointment, relegate him to normal secretary levels from an independent like TN session time. This also Supreme Court of India should not delay, as was delayed by Chandrachud. How it was allowed election after election. They're stating we cannot interfere. How can you not interfere? Very clearly, you have interfered. That is why foreign national like Ramesh Chennam Aneni was brought to book, and Supreme Court upheld that. Are these examples not enough? And the Chandigarh, how Supreme Court, that Chandigarh election also it nullified and allow the AAP candidate to come back. And so many cases are there. And how VVPAT pads were allowed only to some these things in every constituency. VVPAT should have been there for every constituency and 100%. With every polling EVM, VVPAT should be there counted. When you can count, and also there should be honest forensic appraisal of my complaint, which I clearly stated, CCTV visuals along with 14A and 14C. Until and unless you do that, these corrupt officials, corrupt political mechanism, machinery, and corrupt electoral system will prevail. Now, at least I hope Supreme Court of India should not delay further anything which is concerning elections and basic structure of constitution. Otherwise, it is nothing but defeating people participatory constitutional democracy, making India a laughing stock democracy. in front of the world. Thank you very much. Anyone can appear on my show. My number is 9440465339. I will connect you from wherever you are, provided you have all the details as I have shown you. It will show runs as per rule of law, constitution, invoking evidential act, without enmity against any citizens or animosity against any parties or organizations. Do support DRTSPR channels, citizens DRTSPR channels, and environment people DRTSPR channels. They are all in larger public interest. Only Jai Telangana and Jai Hind.